Hey pedal people, it's the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to do a demonstration of the Hotone BritWind cabinet simulator versus a cabinet. But before we get started, please take a second and click on that subscribe button down there so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. Alright, so this is going to be kind of a brief video, but we got a lot of requests about this when we did the video for this and for the Mojo attack as well. The people wanted to hear what these legacy floor amplifiers sound like with an actual cabinet. And to just give you a very quick overview here, it's a little hard to see because the way that the writing is etched onto the board here. But we have a speaker output and we have a line output. Now the line output is also combined with the XLR output here as well, so you can send your cabinet sounds out to front of house or to another speaker or whatever you'd like to do, and you can turn that off and on by simply using the switch here. So off turns off the cabinet simulation, on will engage it. And then we also have an output here that goes off to a speaker cabinet that supports impedances between 4 to 16 ohms. Same thing goes for the Mojo attack as well. So what we've done here in this situation, or this setup I should say, let's get that centered in a little better there. How you doing? What we've done here is we have sent off one line to our audio interface on channel 1 where we are using the cabinet simulator. And then we have sent out the speaker output right here out to an AX track, which is a closed mic cabinet. It's a speaker isolation cabinet. It sounds great. We use it for a lot of our videos, and it's also a really good solution for people that need that cabinet sound but live in an apartment or need a quiet space or something along those lines and they don't want to get their ears blown off. This is a really good solution for that. We'll put a link into our video where to find those, by the way, so you can check it out, because they're not available in retail stores. You have to actually contact them directly, and I know the guy who builds them, and just wonderful individual. In any case, so we have our setup here. Very, very simple setup. But the idea here is to demonstrate for you the sound difference. And I think you'll be surprised with what you hear, because it sounds good either way, really. And you could even do other things like stack them if you want. So you could stack the cabinet sound. So we'll demonstrate here. First, let's go into the sound itself, the cabinet simulation sound itself. We are on channel 1, so we can turn up our guitar. And let's unmute that channel. Okay, there's the guitar, and that's going through the cabinet simulation. Now, if we want to not use cabinet simulation, I don't know why we wouldn't, but turn it off and you get a non-cabinet sound. Now, that can be useful for, say, maybe a clean tone or something like that, but really, you want the cabinet simulation to be on, especially when the distortion comes on. Let me turn off the lav mic here, and I'll just give you a quick example with the cabinet simulator first, and then we will go into the cabinet. If we want to turn on the reverb, we can do that too. And we can also switch up to the neck pickup here and get some nice jazzy tones. All right, so now that we've heard that, let's go ahead and let's switch over to the cabinet now so you can hear what that sounds like. So I'm going to turn down the channel 1, which is on the audio interface here, which is dedicated to the cabinet simulator, and I'm turning up channel 2, which is dedicated to the cabinet here, the axe track that we were talking about. So let's turn the guitar back on, the channel back on, and let's turn off the lav mic, and let's do some examples. Now, right off the bat, you can tell the audio, the volume, the amplitude is a bit different. And that's because, I'm not sure which cabinet they're actually simulating with the cab sim, but it's probably a 212 or 412 cabinet going up against a single speaker. So there is obviously going to be an amplitude difference. So you just have to make some adjustments to the audio interface and to the Hotone amp itself to get that sound. So let's give that another shot. Now let's switch to that bridge, the neck pickup again. Get that jazzy tone. Obviously, you can tell my jazz hands aren't quite what they used to be. So, anyway, if you don't practice those long chords, folks, it does go away a little bit. You got to keep practicing at it. All right, so that's kind of the idea. So let's switch now, and let's switch it up a little bit, and let's turn up the gain a bit here on this channel. We're going to switch back to the cabinet simulator again. So let's go back to channel 1. All right, I'm going to turn the reverb off so you can hear it just by itself. And let's turn that down. Okay, so that should give us a pretty good sound, and let's give it a shot. All right, and now let's switch over to the cabinet. So we're going back to cabinet. Again, you want to turn that master volume up a little bit. Okay, that should give us a good sound, and here we go. Let's also do us all a little favor here and introduce a little reverb on there. So as you can hear, it has a much different sound, and that becomes even more pronounced when we turn up the gain. So let's go ahead and give that a run through first with the cabinet simulator. And here we go. Okay, and now let's switch over to the cabinet. All right, and here we go. All right, so that is that's the British invasion going from the cabinet simulator to the cabinet. So now let's switch over to the Purple Wind. We'll also turn off the reverb again here, and let's just go ahead and skip ahead here, because if you're waiting for clean sounds on the Purple Wind, that's just not going to happen. It's not really meant to be a clean sound. So let's bring the cabinet simulator up. Okay, and let's turn off the lav mic and let's get to it. Let's also put a little reverb on it now so you can hear it as well. All right, now let's switch over to the cabinet. Well, I don't quite know what time signature that was in, but in any case, I think you get the point here. We're going to go for the gold here and go even further, and let's just reef this thing and see how much we can push it. So we'll take the cabinet simulator first, and then we'll switch over to the cabinet, and then we'll just do a wrap up. Okay, and now let's switch over to the cabinet. All right, that is the cabinet simulator versus the cabinet. Now, here's a little twist, because we always like to throw in a twist. Oh, wow, what a twist. Let's bring in the cabinet simulator on top of the cabinet and get a really full stack sound. And you're going to get just get a really big cacophonous sound out of this thing, but let's give that a shot. Okay, well, that is the cabinet simulator versus the cabinet on the Hotone BritWind. We used, by the way, because I know I'm going to get asked this question, we used a Gibson Explorer with humbuckers, so to give you that humbucker sound. We like using the Strat a lot of times too, but I felt it was probably a good time to whip out the humbucker for today's demonstration. But for more information on this pedal or amp in this case, and the other pedals that we carry, please visit us at ThePedalGuy.com. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, and have a great day.